Hey everybody, it's Brett. I had a little bit of time while I'm out running around, so I thought I'd make a video. Enjoy the view of the instrument panel for a 2013 Honda CR-V while I talk. So today, this video is about, it's posing a question of sorts. Many years ago, a friend of mine had a 1984 Ford Ranger. He had been out of the military a little while, needed a car. That was what he got. And initially, it seemed like a pretty good little pickup truck. But after owning it a few months, the motor started having problems. And eventually it got pretty serious. And I believe he ended up junking the Ranger, unfortunately. But before he started having this mechanical trouble, he had a particular high-speed drive or high-speed run to Tulsa that may have accelerated some of the engine damage. So my friend had this job. It was the type of job where you could not leave until the end of your shift. And one day, shortly after he had this job, he was scheduled to go to this training session. Now, the job was in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and the training session was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he had an hour to get there after the end of his shift. And the distance between Tulsa and Bartlesville is roughly 40 miles, depending on what part of town you're going to in each of the cities. But he basically had an hour between his shift to get from Bartlesville to Tulsa for this training session. And that's certainly doable, provided nothing goes wrong. But on the day he was supposed to go, his coworker, who was set to relieve him, showed up 15 minutes late. Yeah, 15 minutes late. So it really shortened his ability to get there in time. And according to my friend, he really couldn't be late for this. And I guess he didn't want to squabble with the boss over his coworker being late or get the guy in trouble. So, from what I know about my friend, I'm sure he gave his coworker a little comment about why he was so late. He needed to leave, and his coworker probably gave him some half-hearted apology and, made a lame excuse, and off he went. So he decides, my friend does, that he has no choice but to get to Tulsa as soon as he can. So he gets on the highway and he just floorboards it, going down as fast as he can. This is a 4-lane highway with a median, had a 70-mile-per-hour speed limit most of the way, and he tells me he was probably driving over 100. Yeah, so over 100 miles per hour for this long stretch in a 1984 Ford Ranger, which a 1984 Ford Ranger V6 wasn't really designed to go that fast and that hard. But he pushes it. Luckily he didn't get a ticket, and in case anyone was wondering how long ago this happened, the Ranger was almost 17 years old around this time. And one thing about this Ranger, one little thing it did have wrong with it, was the gas gauge was not accurate. And he said he put plenty of gas in it before he left the day before. But as he's getting to his training session, he runs out of gas about a mile in front of where he's supposed to be. So he's a mile away and still has to go a mile ways. He basically gets out of his car, parks it, leaves it, and runs the rest of the way. Makes it to his training class about 10 minutes late, but, still they let him attend, and, I guess he kept his job. But what a lot of trouble to get there, driving as fast as you can and then running out of gas, and then running the rest of the way with about a mile to go. So, eventually he got gas for the pickup, made his way home. But about a month after, within a couple weeks to a month after that run, he started having a major oil leak, and wasn't too long after that the engine was having all sorts of problems. And unfortunately, I don't know, sometimes when cars are old and tired, a hard drive can be about the breaking point. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it was going to happen anyway. We'll not know for sure, but it certainly makes for an interesting story. He's very lucky he didn't get stopped by the police and given a big old ticket that day. So, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye.